5 mistakes that buried NBA superstars' careers. We have always heard about the glory of NBA players who gained fame by playing the best game, but at the same time, we have some NBA superstars who ruined their careers by their own mistakes. The history of the NBA holds records of many famous players who ended their basketball careers because of their own mistakes. In this video, I'll share 5 mistakes with you that ended the careers of NBA superstars. Let's take a look at NBA players who had to leave the Hall of Fame due to their own mistakes. Those blunders they made were severe and ended up killing their professional lives. Let's get to the point and look at 5 mistakes that buried NBA superstars' careers. Number 1. Addiction to drugs or alcohol. We all know how drugs and alcohol destroy the lives and careers of people. We have so many examples of NBA players who destroyed their prosperous careers due to their addiction to drugs and alcohol. Here are some NBA players who ruined their careers because of drugs. Mitchell Wiggins. Wiggins was originally selected by the Pacers, but on draft day, he was traded to the Bulls. Wiggins joined the Houston Rockets in 1984 offseason and quickly challenged Louis Lloyd for the starting position. The Rockets and Celtics squared off in the NBA Finals in 1986. Houston ultimately lost the series, and Wiggins and Lloyd both tested positive for cocaine later that year. The two served a 2.5-year NBA suspension as a result of the failed drug test. Before the 1989-1990 campaign, Wiggins and Lloyd were reinstated. Shortly after that, Lloyd was discharged. Wiggins had his best career season during that year. After the season, he signed with the Philadelphia 76ers, and his performance suffered greatly. He wasn't able to join another team, and he stopped competing in the NBA. Another famous player who lost his career due to drugs is Len Bias. Len Bias was never allowed to launch his career. He passed away in his dorm room just 2 days after the Boston Celtics selected him as the 2nd overall pick in the 1986 NBA Draft. Cocaine traces were discovered in his body. He played for the University of Maryland. During his time there, where he was frequently compared to Michael Jordan by fans, his leaping prowess, ability to make plays, and general court finesse won over coaches, players, and fans alike. He won the ACC Player of the Year award twice and the ACC Athlete of the Year award in 1986. Bias would have been among the best players in the NBA, according to Duke head coach Mike Krzyzewski, who expressed this opinion to the Boston Globe in 2003. The worst tragedy of all is that we will never know for sure what Bias could have achieved if he had not given in to his addiction. Roy Tarpley. Roy Tarpley is another famous NBA player who killed his career because of drugs. Roy Tarpley, a first-round draft pick, 6th man of the year, 87 and 88, and a former league leader in offensive rebound percentage, eventually succumbed to his demons. When he was arrested for drunk driving and resisting police in 1989-1990, he was suspended after just 5 games. His issues didn't start here. They started much later. He was suspended throughout the 1991-1994 seasons due to a second DWI offense and violations of the NBA's drug policy. In December 1995, the NBA issued him a lifetime ban for breaking the rules of a personal aftercare program that had been ordered by a court. Do you know about the other famous NBA players who killed their careers because of drug addiction? If you know any, then please comment below. Number 2. Exceeding the speed limit. Driving and riding have some rules, and you need to follow them if you care about your life and career. Many NBA players have lost their careers after getting injured in accidents. Car racing or exceeding the speed limit of vehicles is a dangerous thing and one of the reasons that ruined the career of NBA players. Let's talk about a famous player who lost his career due to an injury that was the result of his own mistake. Jay Williams. ESPN now recognizes Jay Williams as a star and one of the network's most recognizable faces. He was once a well-known basketball standout at Duke, though. He excelled in college, and some considered him to have the potential to become the NBA's next big star. Williams had an opportunity to turn around the Chicago Bulls, a team that hadn't experienced a victory since Michael Jordan joined the roster. Williams' basketball career was ended by one accident, though. Jay Williams was at the top of the list of the top college basketball players in the early 2000s. Williams was among the all-time leaders in awards for college basketball players. Due to his accomplishments, he was selected 1st overall in the NBA's draft. However, a motorcycle accident ruined everything. Williams rode his bike at high speed and cruised from 35 miles per hour to 65. He almost died from bleeding to death, according to the physicians. Williams was never able to succeed in the NBA because of the injuries he sustained in that tragedy. His only season in the league was his first year. How successful a player would he be if he hadn't been involved in this accident? He might have been the best player in the NBA by now. Number 3. Targeting religion and using an anti-Semitic slur. Using an anti-Semitic slur might seem unproblematic to you, but it put a full stop to Meyers Leonard's whole career. Meyers Patrick Leonard, an American former professional basketball player who last competed for the Miami Heat of the National Basketball Association, was born on February 27, 1992. Before being chosen by the Portland Trail Blazers with the 11th overall pick in the 2012 NBA Draft, he played collegiate basketball for the University of Illinois Fighting Illini. He was moved to the Heat in 2019 offseason after beginning his career with the Trail Blazers for his first 7 seasons. He played with the Heat in the 2020 NBA Finals, but the road to his success ended when the Heat declared that in March 2021 they would suspend Leonard indefinitely as a result of his use of an anti-Semitic insult when he was Twitch streaming video games. Leonard did apologize in a statement posted to his Instagram account, but he was still barred from the team practices and games and fined $50,000 after he was traded to the Heat to the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Thunder let him go, and he hasn't played in the league since. Number 4. Bad work ethics. It doesn't seem like a big deal when you don't respect your career, but to your surprise, this is the reason why Andrew Bynum lost his fame and basketball profession. Andrew Bynum. Former NBA basketball player Andrew Bynum is American. He spent the majority of his career playing with the National Basketball Association's Los Angeles Lakers. The 7-foot, 2.13-meter center, who was chosen by them with the 10th overall pick in the 2005 NBA Draft, helped them win 2 NBA titles in 2009 and 2010. In 2012, he was a member of the All-NBA squad and an All-Star. Before deciding to forego attending college and joining the NBA, Bynum was an All-American athlete in high school. He became the league's youngest player to ever play in an NBA game. When the Lakers selected Bynum, they had just completed their first campaign since Shaquille O'Neal left the organization and effectively handed Kobe Bryant the control of the team. Shaq's performance saw Bynum step up, but Kobe wasn't impressed with his work ethic. Despite repeated injuries, the youthful center became one of the league's greatest centers, but his career was short. The Lakers' decision to move him to the Philadelphia 76ers signaled the start of Bynum's demise. He received a few suspensions for his lack of commitment and respect for the game, and by the time he was 26, he had left the league. It seems that their work ethic isn't a problem, but not respecting his career and a lack of motivation ended things for Bynum. Number 5. Gambling and murder. The last one is more of a crime than a mistake. The deadly combination of gambling and murder put an end to the career of Javaris Critton. Throughout Critton's 4-year career, he played for the Zhejiang Lions of the Chinese Basketball Association, the Los Angeles Lakers of the NBA, the Memphis Grizzlies, and the Washington Wizards of the NBA D-League. However, his time of fame ended when it was reported that Critton shot his teammate because he owed money from gambling. To make matters worse, he entered a guilty plea to aggravated assault with a firearm and voluntary manslaughter with a weapon in 2015. He was given a 26-year prison term after being found guilty of killing a 22-year-old mother of 4. Bottom line. These players worked hard to be in this position, but unfortunately, they lost their careers and fame because of these mistakes. It's time to say goodbye, but I will be back with more interesting videos. If you enjoyed watching this video, then hit the thumbs up button and subscribe for more videos like this. Don't forget to turn notifications on by pressing the bell icon.